Hey, welcome to the Monday panel. As you see, we've got two for the price of one down here.
Yes.
I had to take my glasses off to clean them before we went live, and I actually couldn't tell which was which.
Yeah, it's like a bargain bin in the middle of Aldi. So, you know, that's right.
How are
Hello,
you?
Tiff.
Hello.
Hello, Mikey. And hello all in
Paul.
chat.
How are you two?
Very, very well. Peachy, swell. Choice.
Have you been drinking?
No, well, we should. Actually, I've had 2 glasses of
good
wine
idea.
when I was cooking. Yes, what a great idea. Beer or wine? It's good beer, eh? We'll be back.
John, do you feel
Really?
underdressed because you're not drinking box wine?
No, I was drinking bottled. It's funny because not only did I decant it from the cask into a bottle before Paul got home, I actually sort of when I opened it, it made that noise to make him think that I actually bought a fresh one.
Yeah.
Yes, but no, he knows me too well.
I got a new t-shirt, and I just knocked my mouse off the desk. Well, that's a good start. There you go. Hang on. Just
Well,
mouse off the desk. Oh, now that's
bottoms up.
there you go. I got a new t-shirt.
No, they're mine. No, they're yours. These are my modelling ones.
He couldn't even tell which glasses he used.
Yeah, because I wasn't wearing my glasses. You try them on.
Yeah.
Put them upside down.
Yeah. When I put on John's glasses, backwards, they work perfectly. Yeah, that's not good. The reason is his brain's a bit mong, kind of backwards. Yeah.
So
Like
what you're
his-
saying is God got his brain the wrong way around, which explains a lot.
Yes, cooked.
Yeah.
That explains why he's always putting wings on back to front.
Exactly.
It's not just wings.
Yeah.
Oh, that's yours. So, yeah.
Yes.
I got one of the new t-shirts.
Oh.
Okay, you buy from yourself,
Yeah.
like Trump.
With a Welsh logo on it.
Ah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
How are
that's
you,
my
modders?
pellet.
It's your wet pellet, is it?
That's a pellet.
Okay.
No.
I'm
I
okay,
don't know what do you use.
but I'm okay. Just those two natter into themselves.
I'm going to have to put push to talk on or something at some point.
Ah.
Yeah,
I'm
for,
okay.
for the rest of the stream, John and I are just going to talk to each other. We're going to ignore you two.
Yeah. Show am I looking that way? Yeah. Should we go through the chat mods?
Yeah. You hover over the mute button just in case.
Yes, cheers.
You do the mute button. I'll do the chat. Darren's in. He says, hello, everyone. By the time the stream starts, I'd be at work, but thought I'd leave a message just to wish you all a great day. Thank you, Darren. Have a good day, you. Tiff says, morning all. Please hit the like button on your way in. Thank you. Please do. GM says, ladies and gentlemen, good morning to you all. Please be well. Hello, Gary. I'll just change without me doing anything then.
Gary's totally subscribed.
The Marlies are actually staying quiet.
Yeah.
Well trained. I've been doing this for a while now.
Yeah.
Gary says, yep, I'm all lubed and we all know the rest.
Totally subscribed.
Yeah. Bob's in. He says, good morrow all. Saves having to worry about time differences. Yeah, that's true. GM says, good day, Mikey. Ideas for new stickers. BBC International. You could add all small flags around the circumference for each country that viewers are watching from. Now, say if you go off YouTube Analytics, it would be a triangle because there's only 3 countries.
Oh, so what do we got?
Belgium.
UK, then Australia, and then US.
And then what about detail?
And
It's only showing the top 3.
Oh, okay. I thought he'd be a whole continent.
Because we've got Belgium, we've got Korea.
South Korea, be specific.
I didn't know which. That's why I just said Korea.
Yeah.
You got to make the right career move.
Yeah. Solid in South Korea. GM says, not as many staff available to watch you all today. NBC TV has a lot of things happening. New music videos, new K-drama, studio bills, and script reading. Maybe 50 staff. Hey, that's still a lot of stuff. Maleficent's in. Ooh, and he's had a fresh head polish.
Maleficent. Oh,
Have you had a fresh head polish, Mel?
hello, Mel. He's doing a Princess Leia impersonation.
Your head looks very polished today. Have you freshly shaved around the sides or something?
I've had a haircut in the last 3 days. Yeah. Normally just
That's what it is.
take it all off.
Which one?
I can see that, Mal.
Oh,
David says, good morning, afternoon, evening to you all, whichever applies. Tim says, good day, folks. Hello, Tim.
Juday.
Tim's going to be a dad, Mal.
what?
Yeah, Tim's
going to be a dad.
son gave it away.
Oh, well, congratulations.
He's
I'm sure
going to give
that's
us
a
a
good
full
thing.
written report on how it happened. Yeah.
Yeah, Tim didn't want anyone to say anything, but John told the world.
3 continents.
Yeah. Matthew says,
Well-
hi, folks. Hi, Matt.
Hello.
Gary says, hello, people. Please be seated.
Try them.
And Duke says, good day, all you beautiful people. Hello, Duke.
Has he seen us? Is he?
So it's that fresh look you got going on, Mal.
Yeah, it's quite good, isn't it?
Yeah.
We do
Suits you.
joke that he has to go to Specsavers.
Joe says, good morning, afternoon, evening, all. Let's have a great week and hope all feel better soon. Yeah, absolutely. Bob says, Gary M, does sprawled count? Junior says, good morning, afternoon, evening. The lead is applicable, all.
Mhm.
GM says, good day, Duke. I'm looking forward to meeting up in Mudburn, Mexico. Wrong, Melbourne. Hee hee hee. Gary, have you been drinking? GM says, Robert, haha, probably. GM says, Gary, seated is mandatory in my case. Laugh aloud when I'm conscious anyway. What, you mean they don't just leave you to sort of loll your head back over the chair? Sleep in the middle of the room or something? How creepy would that be? Somebody walks in, Julian's just there in the middle of the room in his wheelchair, fast asleep, with his head back in a dark room. Gary says, I understand, Julian. At least be comfortable. Yeah. Duke says, crikey, 2 Marleys in one room.
Yeah, that's what I thought. It's unusual.
Duke
Well, it's
says,
nice
the
to see
dragon...
the better looking one now and again.
Yeah. It's nice to see that he's lit up as well, not the other one.
Yeah.
It's a nice balance. Oh, no. There we go. There we go. Julie says, the Dragon Sheep cartoon is one hiccup away from roast lamb. Yeah. Tim says, good to see the uncles in the same room.
Unks.
Just skip 2 modders. Oh,
Yeah, it jumped. Yeah, sorry.
Go for it,
Just
says hi all. Hello and hi all. And hi, Julian. There we go.
There you go.
Julie says, Duke, I think 3 would be a critical mass of Marley. Julian says, hi, go for it, painting. That's to think what that was. Then. Jim, doctor, help me. I'm seeing double. Julian, Tim, I bet as a kid that was a sod, never being sure which was which.
Get away with an awful lot.
Well, yeah. Did you swap T-shirts to get away with things? Stuff like that?
No, not really. No. No, we didn't think we weren't that smart. We didn't think of anything.
So you didn't blame each other for misdemeanors, of it? You must have.
No,
So-
he didn't blame me. It was all his fault.
Paul stitched a big letter P into his T-shirt so that his mum knew who was responsible.
Yes. Actually, I didn't. I marked it like a dog.
Jim says, greetings to all the usual suspects in chat. And hello to our gracious host. Hello, Jim.
Hello.
Hello.
Julian, why do I think John and Paul will fake a camera failure, swap tops, come back and see if Mikey notices? If I took my glasses off, I wouldn't.
Yeah.
Julian says PMSL, and I said aloud, which one? I heard which one on the stream. There we go. Jim, hello to the less pedantic Mayfield. Jim says, Mal's doing his Willie Thorne impression from the song Snooker Loopy, which you're too young to remember, Mikey. Yes, I am. As is Modders, as she is nearly a decade younger than me.
Yeah.
Kevin says, good day, everyone.
Right, young age of 30.
So, Timbo, I've sent you a link if you were able to join.
Yeah. Oh. Duke says, Paul's theme song, not responsible.
Not me.
Hobby Time says, hi, guys. Hi, Hobby Time.
Yeah, well.
So, for Halloween, did you go dressed as each other and things? Because that would have been a really easy costume.
Scary enough.
Yeah.
Anyway, how are you, Mal?
Before we begin, can I show you a really fun party trick? Here's my phone, and it's locked. Got a Spitfire on there. Thank you, FX. I can unlock my phone. This is my phone.
I don't think it'll work.
It'll work. It's locked. You get it.
What?
Swipe up.
Oh, yeah.
Just
No, it doesn't work.
bullshit. Try it again. Before.
I tried it earlier. I tried to download.
Oh,
your
now that you got a
earlier.
beard, it doesn't work. You've stuffed it.
Yeah, but you got a beard.
Oh yeah.
No, but usually, like if we're clean shaven, I can open his phone with his Face ID, my Face ID. I mean, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So Apple's annoying, and people can do that, but it happens. Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably
There
to
you
do
go.
with the
Party trick
light.
didn't work.
Yeah.
But most party tricks don't work. It's like, yeah, hey guys, watch this.
Let me try it again. Here, hold my beer. Hold my beer.
Yeah.
Let's try it again.
Yeah.
Hobby Time says, hi,
Here's
Tim.
one.
Just swipe up.
And Tim says, Ace, give me 5, lads.
Don't work. Oh, Apple have improved their thing.
Oh no, it's not my passcode, idiot.
Oh, dear.
Oh, that was a waste of
The
time.
future of
Could
it.
have probably
Hydraulic
one of mine.
engineering.
God.
Teaching the next generation.
I got a bin. It's working.
Right. Oh yeah.
All right. So, John, what shit model are you making now?
I'm making a shit model. I'm working on that one because so I mentioned the other day I brought this down with me. It's you're right.
Yeah. Shit.
There's going to be an intervention.
Das ist scheiße.
Right. So I bought this down
Shit.
because it's easier to transport than an Airfix Victor. And he's just been berating me ever since. But I haven't done too much. I basically painted the interior, sort of interior green, and seats and seat belts and stuff. I'm about to just progress for that. What piece of shit are you working on, Paul?
Oh, it's not even in the room, isn't it? Yes. The box is down there. That's not shit. That's a real plane. Abomination, that thing. Anyway. Sorry, don't mean to steal the show.
So, Marianne, Paul's partner, yesterday, I said, look, I bought a model down. Here, I'll show you. Come in the room. And I showed her the box of that. And she goes, oh, that's really unattractive. And I said, yeah, just like, you just like Paul. And she's, and then she looked at me just to think, buddy, you're not all that.
Oh, John, did you just say that you went up to your sister-in-law and said, I want to show you my model. Come in this room.
Oh, that's
awkward. Yeah, is that awkward, is it? I wouldn't know.
Oh no, it's gonna be one of those lives, isn't it?
I think just leave it there. Just leave it there. This is what Marianne said.
That's what she did.
Jim says hello, Hobby Time. Hobby Time says hi, Daniel. Jim says if I had Face ID for my phone, perhaps Mr. Skippings could gain access. Yeah, or Mr. Motor.
Or your left testicle.
That's a bit harsh.
That was out of the blue, wasn't it?
Yeah, just a little
That's
bit.
what he does. It's
You
like,
can tell they've had some alcohol in
say
them
something
tonight.
reasonable or inappropriate. John goes, yeah, well, that's better.
My stepson watches this.
Gnarly boy's
Stepson is probably
hair is parted on the opposite side.
you just don't know.
Yeah, well, that's
So my part is here. Your part, because we're mirror twins.
twins do that. So his like hair, when he had hair, went around clockwise, mine counterclockwise. He's left-handed, I'm right-handed, and I'm clever. He's dumb as dog shit.
June says Mikey Tiff linked to Snooker Loopy in music videos on chat. Cool. Duke says Paul John can buy some good kits at the expo on the weekend.
Yeah, but look, he could, but he doesn't. He buys just the weirdest stuff. I'll
The
have
thing
that.
is, if you're with him, and as he goes to pick up a kit you don't like, you just slap him around the back of the head.
That's why he turned his like whatever it was into a cricket ball because it improved it.
He's not a fan of anything I do.
No.
Tiff says that's because they're the mirror opposite, Gary. June, oh, okay, gotcha. Both Marleys are working on never mind runs. Duke, at least it wasn't his etchings, Mikey. Well, that's true. Jim, the gloves are off, John. Of course, you know them. This means war.
Means war.
Oh God, you sound like our prime minister now. Junior says, "Nurse, the whole bleeding wards out of bed again." Yeah. Bob says, "I used to work in printed circuit factory. I could say, do you want to see my etchings and mean it? My uncle was.
Very good.
He used to be called Merlin Electronics." Yeah. So I'll ask you again. How are you, Mal? See if we can get to you this time.
I'm not sure now. I'm a bit concerned of being called the less pedantic Mayfield.
Take it as a compliment.
That suggests I'm pedantic in some way. And I never thought.
What?
Yeah.
Mel, you are a good modeler, and only pedantic people are good modelers.
Oh,
We'll go with
right, okay. I'll accept that then. Yeah, I'm good. Been doing stuff to move, like actually tidying up this place.
Yeah,
But
it
you'd
does
never
look a
know.
bit neater, doesn't it?
Does it?
It looks almost organised.
Nah. Well, all the models that were being built, and there was a load of them, all in box, or all boxed up and packed away. Apart from this dawn here, which I've had, which I've had about 100 years, like everything else.
Dunya 17?
Yeah.
Red?
I built it when it first came out. It's like,
Which one is it?
No, 1941.
yeah, 19. It was before
38.
pre-war. It first came out.
Yeah.
But yeah, stuff in boxes, tidied up, moved stuff, got rid of a load of stuff. I've been all the sprues from kits that I've finished. I'm starting to cut apart into usable bits and bagging them up, and so things are happening in the moving department. Apocalypse Tank has moved on.
Just put the part number of the box on it.
Lights on it.
SHIT.
Nice.
4108.
John, shut the fuck up. Sorry, carry on, Mal.
clearly it's not that interesting. But this is the Hobnob build, the Hobnob search and rescue vehicle, as will be. Turret's about done, apart from the guns, which I'm turning into a grab arm.
Yeah.
That's the anti-aircraft machine gun, the 14.5 mil gun, is turned into a drone operating turret, and the drones are contained in the MLRS rockets on the side of the turret. Yeah, things like that. What is so that's coming on. I'm starting to build the subsurface radar configuration at the front.
Yeah.
I got round eventually to giving this Aston Martin DBS a coat of white paint from this, which I've been putting off for some time for various reasons. I won't go into it and bore everybody anymore before else. But now that's gonna just needs a bit of a sand down. It's a bit it's not a perfect finish. Bit of a sand down, another coat of that, and then I can get the Union Jack mask made and then applied and paint the Union flag on it.
Nice.
And then it's going to get I'm designing masks of like claw rips. They'll go on, and then a good coat of British Racing Green.
Lovely.
And then the paint up all the claw grabs, and you should, all being well, see torn metal with the Union flag showing through. That's the general plan.
Nice.
Never done anything like it before. Got rid of one. So that's coming on, and I've been applying the masks to this Airfix Lysander. So it's the one with the Polish checkerboard.
Yeah.
So I've got all those on. Massive fin flash. Wings are about done. So this is almost ready for painting the markings.
Yeah.
And that is about all.
John really likes Lysander. He just let a bit of wee out. I can smell it. Hello, Timmy. Timmy.
Ahoy.
Hi, Papa Tim. You
we?
can tell he's going to be a dad. He's now got a sensible haircut.
Yeah, I got rid of the whole long-haired uni student thing. I got jack of it.
Oh yes, you're about to be. You're afraid you're going to be expelled from the country. Oh no, wrong country. My bad. So, are you going to have the tattoos removed next?
Nah, they're staying.
Ooh,
He'd have a big red arm if he had his tattoos removed.
Yeah. Still got this one. Still got this one to do.
It just looked like a Burns victim.
Oh, either that or, I'm tossing up whether to get this arm done or buy my dream rifle. So we'll see.
Well, kids look good tattooed, don't they?
Yeah.
Go for a rifle.
I do love my tattoos.
I would if I could.
so congratulations, Timmy.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to be a father in December to a baby girl.
Oh.
So
that's what it. That's why you.
That's the first time I knew the gender reveal. So cool.
Oh well, there you go. Yeah.
As the father of two lovely girls, all I can do is send you my sympathy.
Yeah, my younger brother, he's got a pair of boys like within 12 months of each other, and they're, they do the whole run around with their eyes shut and their head up thing, and then constantly like bang their teeth sideways and stuff like that.
Yeah,
And
there's
then-
a lot of people around here that drive like that.
Yeah. Right.
Runs in the
So-
family.
You know, no, I'm quite happy to kick the trouble can down the road until she's 15. So, at which
15, you
point
say?
she can.
15,
Oh
you
well, yeah. I don't know. The first sign of trouble, she can go work for Jesus at a nunnery in middle of Australia or something. You know?
Well, at
Graham says-
16, they know everything. So,
Yeah, I was the smartest person alive at 16.
yeah, so was I.
Graham
Oh, you
says,
weren't, Timo.
Graham says, lunchtime visit. Hello all. Hello, Graham. Jim says, my apologies, Mal. The non-pedantic Mayfield.
I like you again.
Jim says, Mal, you do realise you're being pedantic about the definition of pedantic, right?
That's gold.
Awesome.
Yeah, well done. Bastard.
Well played.
Oh my god, we just both went bright red.
Gary says, Paul mentioned a few shows ago about the F15 green being a prototype. We have green F15s in Korea, E versions, and dark grey E versions. There we go.
Well, I just learned something. That's interesting.
You know you don't have to lean into the microphone, right? We can hear you.
Did you sound more intelligent when you leaned in?
Funnily enough, no. Duke says, Mal, hope the decals aren't all yellow for the dawn, yeah?
What about now?
Unfortunately, yes, we can still hear you. Jim says, question for Mal, will there be Tintan vehicle as well?
No. But the secondary vehicle to that one might be able to contain Tim Tams as well.
Yeah. Nice.
Can we go back one? What's this thing about decals aren't all yellow for the dawn here?
As in old kit, decals faded. Sort
I
of.
don't use decals, so it don't matter.
Yeah. What decals?
Yeah, decals.
Speaking of which, I got a parcel off Gary Evans the other day, Mal, and he sent me the Lysander masking kit.
The Lysander masking kit. What, for the canopies?
No, for the whole thing.
Okay.
Which is very nice of him.
Who's that?
Gary Evans. Waitrose.
Right, cool. Where do you get that from?
Don't know. It's in the box over there.
Best of luck.
Duke says, congratulations, Timmy.
Thanks, Duke.
Jim says, thank goodness the Australian Navy has arrived. We're saved. Yeah. Lady Sam says, hi guys in chat. Greetings from Australia. Laugh out loud. There we go. Hello, Sam. Your
Sam.
favourite twins are on.
These hot dogs say shit, but I can't pretend they're great.
Anyway, should we get on with some modelling? Since we're half an hour in.
Oh,
Oh,
damn it! Damn it.
In Sam's as well. Nice.
Yep.
They're the ones I like.
Can't go wrong. The dark ones or the double coat.
Double coat, they're the bomb.
Yeah.
Dark ones are the diabetic friendly ones. Or slightly more diabetic friendly because it's dark chocolate. Gary says, Paul, I can send the link of the F15s I filmed John. You'd have to wrestle John to see it.
Challenge accepted. Thank you very much.
There you go. Junior says, hi, Lady Sam. And Matt says, the mask was from Top Notch, Mikey. Ah, so they were. Yes.
Yeah, they're second best masks in the world.
After Maleficent. Duke says, I have
No,
three
well-
daughters. Go on, Mal.
Sorry. No, I won't say what I was going to say.
Well, so I was going to say they're the best masks in the world. That'd be, the other ones would be better if she wasn't so pedantic.
Duke says, I have 3 daughters and 2 granddaughters. Run now, Timmy. Don't look at this post, Tiff. And Jim says, your images are reversed, young Tim. I'm actually getting really fear of heights from Tim's camera.
Timmy, he's working on a Matilda.
I is.
No, it looks like a model.
I'm
to
getting
me.
vertigo. His camera's that high.
I mean, I feel
He's
sorry.
old.
I feel
Oh,
bad for my
Laura.
mum. She had 4 girls who have both got 2 girls each.
Is this a clue, Timo, that your daughter's going to be called Matilda?
No,
It's going to be called Timet.
potentially not too far off, but no, I couldn't have a Matilda because I'd be singing Waltzing Matilda all the bloody time.
Wonderful news.
Yeah.
You're going to name the child Tiff, aren't you?
They printed well. They printed very well. Thank you very much. Well, where they go? Yeah, I'm not doing the engine yet. I'm doing the inside. So I guess the next step is
I'm going to prep these little firefighters. Best I can.
So, Tiff, what are you working on?
Absolutely.
Matilda 2. So
That's a Tim.
If
I can't believe
you've grown a beard, Tiff.
What?
Tiff's suddenly grown a beard.
Am I?
at least Tim. At least you can choose a good brand, unlike John.
what's John's go-to?
so he's just got look.
He's got
It's a shit incorporated. 135 scale.
Yeah, well, I don't think I've told you what we're going to be doing next on the channel, but it's a brand that you like.
Yeah, so you can stop whinging.
Audi. Let's hit the
Audi.
mute button.
Well, after I put that Special Hobbies Sake 6 together, I was sort of done with anything that isn't Tamiya or Hasegawa for a bit. But got it mostly together, so it's ready for some
Oh, you
paint and
don't-
stuff.
You make the weird stuff like John does. Oh,
that's-
God, you just intervention.
That looks
Intervention.
cool.
It does look cool. I think Waitrose Gary would be very happy. I was about to say Waitrose Timmy, but that's different. Oh,
Yeah,
That is awesome.
it's kind of funky looking, but yeah, the amount of
is
cleanup I had to do on the resin was
that an A to
killer.
Z model, or is it AMP or?
which one? This
Timmy.
one?
They make good models.
Yeah, that.
What was the question? The
What's the brand? Is it AMP?
the brand. Special Hobbies.
Special Hobbies, right? Special Hobby. Yeah. Okay.
Is it
So
blue-
I've
blue
just
bus
given
special?
the Better Looking Marley a gender reveal of the next kit that we're building on the channel after whichever one after the
Sea
big boy
Fury?
Sea Fury.
No, Sea Fury. Okay.
And do you concede that it's a good choice?
It has my approval.
There we go.
Good word.
So he's happy.
Duke says Timmy, Paula, Pauline, Paulette, and Paulina are good names.
You're having, what are they called? Not triplets, quads.
Yeah, but
Tim?
what about Jonna, Johnine, Jonette, and Johnini? They're good
Well,
names.
What about
we've ruled out Tim for a name. My wife apparently doesn't want her to have a good, strong name. So
when we were having our first, I suggested Robert was a good name, and she's gone, we're not going to call him Bob Marley.
Oh, shit, yeah.
True story.
9
Oh,
months
yeah.
time, Tim's going to come on and announce the birth of his baby Spitfire, aren't you? Let me introduce you to my daughter. Here is Spitfire Messerschmitt III. We wanted her to have a strong name. We thought of Lancaster, but then we thought, no,
funny
she's
you
too
should
small.
say that. I've got a Messerschmitt and a Spitfire right there.
Oh, fantastic. And here's my baby Merlin.
Yeah.
How old is she?
BS1
She's a
on
beat.
Mount Bird.
You could always call it Griffin, then she'd never know.
You have a beige sort of colour?
Dorcosaurus is in. Are you
I
feeling
do.
all right, Dorcosaurus? Says hello all.
Mm.
Julian says top-notch mass. Do 2 for Lysander in
Is
72.
he similar?
48 seconds.
Right.
Both Mark 3As, Burma, June 1945, and UK 1942. There we go.
Look at that.
June says, hi, Dorcosaurus.
It's yours.
Shut the fuck up. June says, Spitfire will be her nickname when she's 15, Timmy. Oh,
Better not be.
yeah. It's all right. At least some of us will still be alive in 15 years, eh, Tim?
Feels good, man.
Yeah. Tim says, greetings, Dorcosaurus. Gary says, Paul, video link sent to John's email. No subtitles, as very little is said. John could fill in any gaps with his flight line experience. There we go. And Hobby Time says, wizard.
What's a plane?
There we go.
It's been a big week up here. We've managed to
Get your wife pregnant.
Well, that's still up.
Are you making implications there, young Tim?
I told her I was waiting just for the day that I could be like, "What man did that to you?" Do the whole Will Ferrell in the other guys.
Do you know what? I remember when my ex first told me that she was pregnant with my daughter. I was sat, because I was still in sixth form then, and I sat at the computer next to my teacher, and I got a text message, "Oh, you better check that. It's your break time anyway." So I checked it, and she said, "I've got something to tell you. I'm pregnant." And I was shocked, and she went, "Don't you think you better reply?" And I went, "Whose is it?" Luckily, she's in the south of France on holiday at the time.
I hear women love when that's your first question. Like how to win friends and influence people.
She was not amused.
I can imagine why.
Shock will do funny things.
Thank you, Gary. So they're the images we got. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Fly like an eagle. So it's always a single.
Ginny says, I recall some guy in the US who called his son by a certain toothbrush megalomaniac's name. Claimed it was coincidence, but his other kids also had names from senior members of the same regime. Yes, that's the difference. In America, they have freedom of speech.
Yeah. Yeah,
They don't just claim to have it.
We got some rules in Australia, like they can't be named after any like official rank. So like major, or there was some bogan woman that wanted to name her son Commodore after the Holden Commodore.
Yeah.
Which is a sedan. No. She's like, no, it's not the rank. The context should matter.
But yeah.
I'd never cared less about a news story in my life.
You remember
in the UK that her parents can't get her a passport because she's named after a Lord of what's that? Not Lord of the Rings, the other one, Game of Thrones character.
Really?
Yep.
Oh, that's strange.
Yeah. There's a woman that used to live on the same street as us when I was growing up. She tried to call a kid Kawasaki, and the registrar said no. So she called him Zach instead.
Kawasaki.
I was
Yeah.
waiting for you to say Kawasaki.
Yeah.
Junior says 3 words guaranteed to reduce your life expectancy. Whose is it? Yeah, like I said, she's on holiday with her family in the south of France at the time. Her parents were not impressed.
I can imagine why.
Yeah, especially at 17.
Mm-hmm.
Aussie Ian says, evening all. Hello, Aussie Ian.
Yo.
Evening.
Oh, the Marlies are still muted.
Because we're talking modelling here. We've muted ourselves because we know how annoying we are.
I thought it's very quiet. And I looked up and realised you were
Peacefully.
still muted.
Yeah,
One might say, relaxing.
self-regulating.
Yeah. Not at all like constant flatulence. Speaking of constant flatulence, on Thursday, because obviously Marley can't do the Rebel Big Boy build, we're going to be in an interview with Gary Morris. So, if any of you have questions, message me and let me know, and I'll try and fit them into the interview. So it doesn't have to be about modelling. It can be about his life, his 20-odd years in the Air Force, or whatever.
Rather looking forward to that.
Yeah.
So about that, I was thinking when I was in the last members only or whatever it was, and I was thinking, okay, I'd ask him these 5 questions, but honestly, I was thinking nobody would care because they weren't about modelling. So we can ask questions about not modelling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you just send me in a message, so I know, so I can write them down. Otherwise, I'll forget by the end of the stream. TVG says,
Family, brother.
yeah. TVG says, hi everyone. Hi TVG. Matthew says, the Marlies NRL question: when you're from Melbourne, do you bother with the state of origin and go Panthers?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. Queensland.
Really?
Yeah, really. Most of Queensland is Storm.
Oh, okay. Okay, so I've been living in New South Wales off and on for about 20 years. So I tend to go for what's typically the losing side, New South Wales. But if there's I tend to go for Storm, but I also like the Panthers because I spent like 15 years at Richmond, so they were the local team. So go Panthers, go Storm.
Go Storm. And
There we
everyone
go.
from the UK, no idea what we're talking about.
Nope.
It's like when you guys start talking soccer.
Yeah. Or as you call it, football.
Foosball.
Foosball.
Wrong shaped ball for Welsh, mate. Graham says, I do have numerous video films shot from either side of the canopies during air-to-air and ground, etc. Ooh, cool.
I think you'll be right for what you need.
What?
F15 and stuff. Reference photos.
Yeah. Yeah. If you got a burp, I can mute.
That wasn't a burp. That was more of a.
We muted ourselves because we know how annoying we are. Oh, hang on. Phone call. Oops. I'm going to go.
Oh, okay. I think because that burp of mine was more like a gender reveal, quite frankly.
June says,
Right.
we mute ourselves because we know how annoying we are, equals we mute ourselves because I know how annoying he is. Wink, wink.
Yes.
June says, be right back, Kara here. And now June's put be right back, Kara's here, and now the viewership's gone up. TVG says, ask Gary, what is the airspeed velocity of an unladen swallow?
African or European?
That'll turn into a euphemism.
I don't know that.
Gary says, cross-country basketball.
Yeah.
Cross-country basketball. Is that where you're running through the woods, bouncing a ball off everything?
That sounds all right.
Yeah. I mean, you can
back
imagine
in
that
the
time
day.
people are going to get hit in the face with it, like.
Wish this postie would hurry up.
Ooh.
Got a parcel off Skiffins.
Ooh. Do you know what it is?
Yes, I do.
Is it good?
Yeah.
Nice.
It's one of the screw box cars.
Oh, you signed up for that, have you?
No, it's one of the car bundles he had for sale. The other week. I think he posted it on Friday.
Yeah.
So that should be turned up today.
Nice.
So
You know what?
It comes
I
with
can-
2 outlaw paints as well.
Ooh. Sorry, go, Tim.
Just gonna say, you know what? I cannot be bothered actually putting the tracks together. I'm just gonna use the gross rubber one-piece one. I think well, on the Matilda, like most of the tracks are hidden behind the skirting anyway. So
They are.
you know.
What did you
and
do
if
on
I-
yours, Mel? Did you use the rubber ones?
No.
Mal always uses rubbers.
Another pal.
Should have.
Shut up.
Should.
Good job your daughter's not watched this, isn't it, man?
Well,
Oh, yeah.
Tell her. I've told him.
here's my reasoning. One, I can't be stuffed because it's a new thing that I need to learn, and I don't feel like learning right now.
Don't blame you.
2, the tracks are going to be mostly hidden, and if I put this on like a vignette base, which is something I'm doing more and more of, then what is visible is going to be sunk into dirt and dust and stuff anyway. And
Sure.
3rd, these rigid pieces are really good for all my other hobby stuff if I want some tank tracks to put on for gribbly bits.
Oh, that's fair.
Really bits.
Yeah, I convinced myself. Look at
I
that.
totally
Ladies and
agree
gentlemen.
with you. Yeah, totally agree with you about rubber band tracks and individual link tracks. To me, are a real pain. And the idea that if you put your armor in diorama, most of the tracks can't be seen anyway. So
Yeah.
it seems a pointless exercise to go to all the grief of individual links.
Yeah, I think if I get around to doing a land ship, which is something I do really want to do, I'll take my time with the tracks on that. But yeah, I don't think this is the project that I'm gonna go all out on the rigid tracks for. I'm just not that bothered.
Okay.
Tim, how about
By
the-
land ship, you mean a Mark IV or a Mark V? One of the early things?
Yeah.
Sweet. Yeah, they're cracking subject.
I've got the Takum Mark 1 with the sponsoring cranes to do. So that's going to have individual track links.
Cool.
I'm looking forward to
Isn't
doing
it
that.
how odd, how weird it is to walk into a walk up to a bar and ask for two goats, please, and the guy behind the counter just goes, "Oh, not again." They don't like it, and then they go back and bring these two goat down there screaming the whole way. They don't like it.
John, what the hell are you on about?
Goat, pale ale.
Oh, right.
Wait, bear with me, guys, because my package is shown delivered, but I've not had anything at the door.
Okay.
Oh.
So I need to go and try and find out what's happening.
It's all right. You go do that. I will run my own channel.
Work out what John's on. Cocaine is a hell of a drug.
Yeah. TVG says, ask Gary what is the SP velocity of unladen swallow, cross-country basketball. TVG says, did Paul come to teach John how to glue the wings on the right way round? Gary says, AFL, Aussie football, weird game. Yes.
Go Cats. So no Temu Gary today.
No. He did say last week that Mondays is hit and miss. He never really knows until the actual time whether he's going to be free or not, which is fine. Hobby Time says, hi, James. Yes. Hello, James. I was watching James's unboxing last night of kits he's got from Airfix.
Oh, okay. I started watching it, but the internet sort of went bad here. So then the fact that I was sort of like, very tired, I thought I'll just go to sleep. So, yeah. So I'll watch it probably tomorrow.
Do go and check that out on TBG's channel, obviously. After the show. After the stream.
After the show, yes.
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 After this insanity. So, John, how are you enjoying your breakaway?
So far, so good.
Yeah.
I did go for a drive across. Oh, sorry, picking up a piece. I did go for a drive across town today from Craigieburn, which is one of the northern suburbs, to Notting Hill, which is sort of it's not inner, but it's sort of medium east of Melbourne.
Yeah.
To go to Metro Hobbies have recently moved, and they've got a new place out in Notting Hill. So I went there. Big disappointment. Big disappointment. So basically, it's like walking the whole place. Well, it's a factory. It's like an industrial estate. So it's a decent sized building, and it's all warehousing. But you walk in the front door, and it's about the size of a standard living room, I guess. And they had about 7 paint racks and no model kits. So what they're saying is, you come up to this iPad and you go to our online sort of website, and then you choose a kit, and we'll go and get it for you. I'm just thinking, what's the fun in that? Why would you want to shop that way?
Yeah, sounds pretty crap.
Well, I did buy something because that's what you do when you go to a bricks and mortar. But it's just I bought one tub of paint. In fact, that's it there.
Well, sort of one way to guarantee that people are only going to buy what they go in for, isn't it?
Exactly right. So this is the upper grey for a wildcat that I'll get around to at some point, but I couldn't get into state. So yeah, so it was a bit disappointing. I don't know if I'll be bothered going back at any time.
Yeah. Coffee.
Mind you, they're not fully set up yet.
Yeah.
They've only last week closed their other store in Box Hill. But, I'm just thinking, well, if that's the way they're going to do it, I'm just not going to go. Good news is you got Frontline Hobbies, which is huge. Great range.
Yeah. I've seen the videos online, the photos online of it. It looks really good. Shame we don't have shops like that over here, except in Jadlams, but that's in the north of England.
It does look bloody good. Jadlams, north of England. So, yeah, next time we're going over, because we are going back, aren't we, Timmy?
Yeah.
Yeah, Tim can get away. Tim can get a break from dad duties then.
Yeah.
Not the dad. No. No. Yes.
Wife, I am leaving you with the baby. Bye.
I said, yeah, I
Where are
said
you
to
going?
Marianne,
Businesswoman.
We're going to go back to the UK and have a look at some more planes and tanks and things like that. Are you coming? And she said, no. I said, awesome.
And now we know why the viewership is 99.9% male. And I'm not even joking. I was going through the analytics last night.
Oh, he did a gender reveal, did you?
That's funny.
This is gorgeous. Yes, it is. Once you rub it down, it feels like.
Oh, madam.
Do you want to rephrase that, Paul?
I'm sorry, but yeah, I undercoated this before I went to Perth, and it was very, very powdery.
We couldn't see what you were doing. All we could see is your arm moving up and down. You're saying when that feels nice. When you rub it up and down, it feels like.
Grow up, Mikey.
TVG says hi, hobby time. Duke says I'm currently building Nerfit's 172nd DC3 Dakota, made in France and in white plastic. Anybody else remember the white plastic? Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Gary Markham says Mr. Evans' stream started just before BBC started.
Uh-huh.
Is that in terms of?
Oh, BBC. I thought you said BBC. He's not that old.
No, less said about them, the better. TVG says, the Hella period. Julian says, back, I think. Am I in the right stream? I came back and the first word I heard was sanity.
Yeah, well, you know that.
Gary says, Metro Hobbies will be at the expo this weekend. BNA will not be attending.
Right. Sure, they're in Moorabbin. They're down the road.
Oh, there you go. TVG says, Jadlams is in Devon. Oh, there we go.
Is it?
That'd be why I've never been. Julian says, Gary M, at least their balls are the right shape. Thinks, no, Aussie rules football uses balls the same shape as rugby. Get your mind out the gutter. Yes.
They're different balls. Yeah. The rugby balls are more pointy at the ends. And more grippy.
Bob
more
says,
grippy.
I thought Jadlams was in Somerset.
Well, they're both down that way.
And Glastonbury, I believe. There we go.
Yeah.
Any advance on Glastonbury?
Glastonbury's in Somerset.
There you go. Somerset. Where the sheep do not much fly, there's a plummet.
There we go. Compared to Mal, Somerset is the north of England.
Yeah, that's true.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let her cry. I suppose if you are going to be
Sing, John.
Oh, yeah. Did you hear that? Oh, yeah. The microphone must be better than what I usually have. We got there. Aluminum.
David says, yes, that's right.
Did
you just swear at us, John?
No. No, I did not.
Fucking swearing.
Did you just speak Americanese?
No.
Could your wife ones get any tighter by the sound of it?
It's another gender reveal. This is the theme of this episode.
I could have set you with that today. Are you trying to tell us something? And are you coming out the closet or something, John?
Well, you know. Whatever makes a woman comfortable.
Where the bloody heck is my sprue?
That was the politest swearing I've ever heard. Where the bloody heck is my sprue?
Oh no, I'm trying not to swear as much.
Yeah, because you have respect.
Yeah.
And you're actually a decent guy. Like John.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll go righto. Crops.
Duke says the DC3 kit fits beautifully. I'm also doing the C-47 70th D-Day anniversary airfix kit. Made in India, beautiful details, but a few gaps. Yeah, there you go.
Very nice.
Junior says, just checked, and Jadlam's About Us says they are in Glastonbury. There we go. I've never been to Glastonbury either. I don't particularly want to. Gary says, JetMads have released a 148 PV2 Neptune in Oz, $963.50. Takers, anyone?
Well,
That's only
you
about
know.
£15, isn't it?
About that, we were passing a shop about a week ago, and they had these like figures from movies, like Star Wars Joker and whatever. One of them, I think it was a Star Wars figure, was $1,000 for a figure.
Wow.
Just like already, like you don't have to make it; it just sits there with a figure. $1,000. I was like,
Madness.
madness.
The war
Some people
affects us
pay
all.
for anything. Yeah.
But to me, how's that a hobby? It's like I buy that and put it on the shelf, and I'm done. I don't get it. Sorry, I'm
It's
having a
so-
win.
It's so that when the friends come around, they can go, don't touch that. I paid $1,000 for that. That's expensive.
Yeah. Well, I do that with my Apple products. Ooh, did you- Yeah.
John, don't get sticky marks all over that computer.
Yes,
I've
John, I
just-
would love another beer. Thank you very much. Get me
I've
another
just
beer,
dipped a
bitch.
toe into the housing market in this country, and you want to talk about bloody pricey.
Well,
To be fair, it's not much better over here, mate.
350 square meters is like just a touch under $500,000 for land.
Wow.
Yeah, so I have checked everywhere, even the post office, and it's nowhere to be seen.
Oh,
And the photo as proof of delivery is not very good.
I'm betting Skippins has sent us to the wrong address again. Because he did it with AD, didn't he?
I bought me a pair of these at Christmas.
I would check with Skippins what address he's put on it. Because he sent AD's to sent Gary's to AD before now.
Thing is, the postcode was right. Sure, it
Yeah.
was.
Junior says, Mikey, Tim's just getting in practice for when there's little ears and Daddy might be copied, so mustn't swear. Yeah. See, John's forgot about all that because his kids are grown up.
I'll pop
Well,
it.
I've just got to sort my swearing out because I still swear like a sailor, and if I'm going to be teaching in a couple of years, I'm get dragged in front of a human rights council and shot for a joke or something. So I'm trying to fix my language before then.
Yeah.
So, you know,
He'd be dragged up in court like Isaac Butterfield.
Yeah.
Mr. Evans said cat. Do I say that out loud? You know I did.
Had a situation this weekend that our Australians probably go through every day. Got a giant rat stuck in my car's serpentine belt. Belt came off pulley. Crazy, but I live out in Mississippi outback. Yeah.
no.
No, they just get snakes and spiders that come out of the toilet and bite your butt.
Yeah, our serpentine belts are actually made from serpents.
Yeah. From the skin of from the shed skin of the snakes. Joe says, get in car towed to garage for service. Darn it. June says, Joe is a rat in my serpentine belt, the less successful sequel of Rat in My Kitchen. Okay. Hmm. I think Airfix really missed a trick when they made these kits, because they attached the figures to the sprue by the top of the helmet.
Yeah.
And then left a
Instead
signal.
of the Arnold's. Yeah. Yeah.
A nice big sink mark in the butt.
I got one of them.
There you go.
John doesn't, because watching the stream the other day, I saw that he had baggy pants.
Did you hear about the constipated mathematician? He worked it out with a pencil.
Oh, God. Oh, dear. Moving on swiftly, Duke says, if you're going to be a teacher, Timmy, there goes your sense of humour completely. One of my daughters is a teacher. My stepbrother's
She's got no sense of humour.
My stepbrother's a head teacher.
My beautiful wife was a teacher.
Yeah, no, it was always the part of my job in the Navy that I liked the most was teaching the young guys. And the couple of placements I've had, I just found it incredibly rewarding. So,
Yeah.
mind you, though, I was pretty much just bullying the year 12s. I was in the
telling them to get their
class
hair
with
cut.
No. I was in with the advanced placement math kids, and you know, like they're all kind of lippy and stuff. But you know, these were the good kids that you know, they talk smack, but they do their schoolwork at the same time.
Yeah.
And one of them was like, "Oh, you know, on my last test, sir, I got a B and stuff, and that was like advanced algebra." And I was like, "Oh wow, you got a B?" He's like, yeah. I was like, "In this?" And he's like, yeah. I'm like, "Fucking nerd," like that. And he's like, "Oh," and I started picking on him. I'm like, "Imagine trying at school." And he's like, "Oh no!" And then all of his mates started dragging on him as well. So that was a good day.
How long is it going to be, do you reckon, before you end up in front of personnel?
Yeah. You gotta have a laugh.
Yes, but not encourage the other kids to bully one of the children kids.
I'd encourage him to kill some of the other kids.
Dude.
If it was a kid that was like actually in danger of being bullied, then yeah, no. This was like clearly the what would you call him? The top dog. He was the yeah. You got to identify the biggest dude in the yard and kick him in the nuts. It's just like prison.
See, it makes you wonder how. That's probably why actually my stepbrother went for primary school, head teaching or teaching, because he's only like 5'4".
Yeah. I've heard primary is like really, really rewarding, but it's like death by paperwork in Australia. It's brutal.
He was a teacher, and then he ended up becoming deputy head, and then the head teacher left. So the idea was the two deputy heads were supposed to share the work until they could get replacements. But one of them, the other one, was letting him do all the work. So the school board went, "You might as well just be the head teacher then." Anyway, okay,
yeah,
I'll take the pay rise.
I think that's something I am looking forward to with the change of career, is the upward mobility. Being able to jump across.
There's none of that in the armed forces.
Well, in the current climate, there's kind of not, unless you're ticking certain boxes and in the right place at the right time. And
Do you think school's going to be any different?
It's different. I can't say better yet, but certainly different. But life as a stoker was it was a very small world.
Yeah.
Because you're stuck on the platform that you get proficient in. So, like, I was an LHD sailor.
Yeah.
So I'm on one of two ships, both of which are at the same base. And if I'm not posted to the ship, I'm posted to the support unit, which is directly across from where the ship is tied up on the wharf.
Yeah.
So, like, there's no
Canberra and
opportunities for other postings.
Is that because the Australian Navy never puts to sea?
Just about. Well, all the Gulf trips are gone now, and I was on LHD, so I was just doing humanitarian aid runs to Vanuatu and Papua New Guinea and stuff like that. But, you know, like, there was no opportunities to go to, you know, the Mid-East or anything as a stoker.
Yeah. I wouldn't have mattered anyway. You wouldn't have noticed. You'd have been down below decks.
Yeah. It is nice seeing the sun every day. I will say that.
Being able to see green and things.
Yeah.
That was one thing that really messed with my head when I came back on leave from Iraq, was seeing green foliage for the first time when we landed.
Oh, yeah. It's sort of weird.
It made my eyes go funny.
Because everything is beige. You know?
Yeah.
Why is this dirt a weird colour?
Yeah.
That's the thing, like, you know, the first trip, so the first Middle East trip I did, when I came back, within, I think, a day, being back at work, I was in Moora. It's one of the guys that was meant to be deploying over there broke his arm or something, so they sent me instead. And I was standing in the middle of this desert, just going, I love this. This is so beautiful. It's so colourful. And everyone else is looking at me going, what the hell is this going on? It's, you know, the Middle East, everything is beige. It's the same colour, brown, beige. It's just, never ending.
Yeah. But when we were landing at Teesside, I had to keep rubbing my eyes because it felt like my eyes were going funny. Because all of a sudden there's greens and yellows and all sorts. All different kinds of plants and stuff.
Permission to speak?
Yes.
I
Go ahead, fruitcake.
I'm not a veteran. I'm normal.
You're not normal.
I'm normal. But basically, my only experience in the desert, I got to the desert in Australia when I was 40. Which I don't know if that's normal, but it was a fair while before I got to the desert. And I was thinking, why would you ever go there? There's nothing interesting there. Now, I was right in some way. But the thing that impressed me,
It's so beautiful.
it's absolutely stunningly gorgeous. So many colors. And I just thought, there's nothing there. Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot there.
Well, this thing as well is the Australian desert's a lot different to the Iraq desert, isn't it? Because there's a lot of red, a lot more colour in it, and foliage and stuff.
Yeah.
But the Iraq desert is just sand.
Yeah, sand. But yeah, I was around Uluru, Carter, and it was just, just so many colours. It was just amazing. I would recommend to any Aussie who hasn't been there, go there.
You never know. We never go.
Well, I know one thing that did impress me is the variety of weather that you can get in the desert. It was bizarre, and how quickly it can change.
Well, when we went there, we were in Alice Springs, which is typically very, very hot, mid-30s type, low 40s. And the day we were there, the maximum was 12. And it was literally warmer in Melbourne. Horizontal rain. It was, not at all what I was expecting.
Yeah.
Mind you, we did go in winter. You don't want to go there in summer. But I wasn't expecting it to be 12 maximum.
Well, when I first went there, it was just before Christmas. And it got that cold at night that the sand froze hard because they'd been skimming the road through the camp. And all the wet sand had piled up next to the roads. And the sand actually froze hard. And then there's some days where it'd be fine and sunny. The next minute it'll be hailstoning, and the hailstones are that big they'd go through the riot shields on the windows of the vehicles and smash the windows.
Mm.
And then if you like a week later, it'd be sandstorms so bad that you can't see more than like arm's reach away. It's
Crazy.
weird.
So, yeah, one of the weirdest experiences of my life. I've probably mentioned this before, but I'll be quick. I followed an American guy to a Cadillac, as they call it, which is one of their toilet blocks in the Middle East. I think they call it a Cadillac because it's big, square, and shitty on the inside. Yeah. And, it's had to jump across from duckboard to duckboard and stuff because there's so much water on the ground, like, in a desert. Yeah. And, got there and he's like, he's up against the urinal. And he's doing his business. So I get to the next one, well, a couple, you leave a polite space as you do. And just sort of midstream, and I said, a lot of water. And he said, limestone isn't porous. Water doesn't sink in. Stays on the surface. And at this time, I've got my fly done up, and my pants are getting wet, and I'm just sort of doing a bolt getting out of there because I'm just like, who the hell is this guy, and why is he yelling at me?
Yeah. I bet he was thinking, who's the hell is this guy, and why is he talking to me whilst I'm having a piss?
Yeah, it's like, it's not polite.
He probably tried to scare you off. You should know the code now. You don't speak to people when they're at the urinal. It's just weird.
See, I flipped the script on that, Mikey. So back when I was a little kid, like when I'd go watch the footy at the G and stuff, and you go to the bathroom at the stadium, and all urinals and massive blokes, and you're a little fella, and you'd get nervous and you wouldn't be able to pee, and so you'd stand there and nothing's happening. And I worked out what you got to do is you just walk in, you assert dominance. You just walk in, you go, "G'day, champ, how's today treating you?" And he's like, "Oh," and it's something about making other people nervous gets you going every time.
7-year-old guy champion.
That's the same as you walking into a classroom. You've got to work out who's the top dog.
You just walk up to a kid and hit him in the head. What was that for? Oh, you know.
I know who's got the biggest dick.
It's all
I'm doing what your
dynamics.
parents should have. Anyway, we've got lots of comments.
Oh yeah, do that.
Duke said, if you're going to be a teacher, Timmy, there goes your sense of humour completely. I've read that one. Gary says, had problems with cats caught in drive belts. The things sleep on engine as it's warm for hours. Yeah. Duke says, Mikey, did you put your fireman on sideways?
Sorry.
Julian says, anyone else wince when Mikey poked a hobby knife in the fireman's ass? Bob says, I blinked hard. Does that count? Graham, our apartments in Gangnam were valued by local real estate at 10 million each. Since when did that happen? We paid 200,000 30 years ago. So Gangnam style is actually a place. That's cool.
Yeah, it's a very kind of ritzy district.
Yeah. Now John's dancing Gangnam style. June says, "Oh, good. We've got past the sprue being on a fireman's helmet. That could have gone so badly. Could have." June says, "Laugh out loud, Bob." June says, "I'm guessing sometime in the last 30 years, Gary." Aha. TVG says, "At least Mikey isn't cleaning sprue off the fireman's posterior. A radical cure for piles." Julian says, "Laugh out loud, TBG." Gary says, "Many RAN guys joined the RAF. Most now settled across Asia." Well, there you go. Gary says, "Did see snow on high ground north of Baghdad and in Iran." Yeah, it's weird. Julian says, "Pretty sure John's having an episode of some sort. That's the second time this week he said, I'll be quick."
Here's the thing.
TVG says, "Yep, Julian, it's a matter of antimatter thing. Antimatter thing. They get too close and they'll explode." Duke says, "Mikey, your screen is sideways." No, it's not.
You had toothpicks here not long ago.
What do you mean my screen is sideways?
It's inverted. horizontally.
mirrored.
Is it?
What do I do with your toothpicks, Bob?
It's the right way round on mine.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, we use them for actual food.
Do you know what it might be? Hang on.
Oh, do you?
Hang on. That's why. Mirror. What the frick? Right. Is that the right way round?
Yes.
Right. It's because mirror my camera is switched on StreamYard for some reason. Even though I never have that on because StreamYard is stupid. Don't cancel my account, StreamYard.
Oh, could you get me another beer?
I'm going to stress about this bloody parcel now.
Like I said, check with Skiffins to make sure he sent it to the right address.
The thing is, because to see the proof of delivery photo, you have to put your postcode in to verify it.
Yeah.
I've put in my postcode and it's verified, so I can see the proof of delivery photo, so it's the right address.
Yeah. So they didn't ring the doorbell, and now it's been half-inched by the look of it.
Didn't ring the doorbell. Didn't even knock on the door.
It wasn't Postman Pat then.
Thing is, it's the worst photo in the bloody world.
Yeah. Does it look like your door, though?
Eh?
Sorry.
Does it look like your door?
No, it looks like it's been shoved in a yard.
You haven't got a yard, have you?
I have a small one that houses my bins.
Yeah.
That's it.
He's not put it in the bins or something, has he?
No, I've checked.
I can just imagine modders upside down with their legs kicking around in the bins.
This is where they make wine, a vineyard. Thank you. I do matinees as well.
I hope it turns up for you, modders.
Yeah, that is literally the photo that was added
What?
as proof of delivery.
Yeah,
Should be able to
posties
get it.
should be held liable for that crap. That's rubbish.
Yeah.
Well, you're considering it was a model in 2 paints I paid 50 quid for.
Yeah.
It's 50 quid I didn't really have, but the model is kind of important to me.
Yeah.
This is thin, yeah. That's why it's so thin. Because it's thin.
20 people watching.
Goodness gracious.
Who would want to watch this nonsense, eh?
Well, I've been saying that for a year now.
Ooh,
Get
22
on
watching.
there.
18 lubes. Lovely. Oh, I was talking to the Grand Fromage last night.
Oh, yes?
And apparently he went to, I think, the Salisbury Model Show on Saturday, I think. And somebody was talking to John and that, or whoever, not John, Mike something, one of the volunteers. So Malcolm sort of slidled over to him. I said, "Oh, hi," and started joining in the conversation. And apparently the guy turned around and said, "I know your face. You're the guy that was on that bearded veterans channel."
Oh.
I was like, "Oh, Malcolm, I've made you famous."
That's
You're
pretty
the
cool.
guy that's on the channel.
Can I tell you a story similar to that?
Go on.
So I teach hydraulics, and there's a word I teach everyone when I do the class, and it's a German word. It's Schmutz. So Schmutz is literally dirt in German.
Yeah.
I work for a German company, so basically, Schmutz, blah blah blah. What's going to cause that? Schmutz, blah blah blah. So I was getting on a plane at one point. There's this guy sitting down in the seat, and suddenly he's just gone, I know you. You taught me once. I did a course with you. Schmutz.
It's funny the things people remember, isn't it?
It's funny, and you know, people are looking at me as if, like, who is this guy? You know, is he an influencer? Is he an influencer? You know, wow, Schmutz. So if that's the thing you remember,
It's Uncle Schmutz. Oh no. Oh, there it is.
I just thought it was funny. It's like, probably one of the most well-known people in UK scale modelling is Malcolm Charles because of Models for Heroes. And somebody goes, "I know you. You're the guy that was on Pin Adventure Create."
oh, we said that to Malcolm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Grant from Marsh's Malcolm. Yeah.
Yes. I know. Well, I know that. Sorry, I thought you said Mel. No.
No.
No, Malcolm. Yeah, okay. Yeah, the Malcolm.
Not me.
Mal's famous across the world, mate.
Even I've met
Yeah.
him.
You've been
When
to Telford.
people see Mal-
I've been to
when people
Telford.
see
You've been
Mal-
to Telford.
Peter Telford, bitch.
Amazing.
When people see Mal, they go, "BBC who?"
Real modelers know me.
Yeah. GM says Hangnam, north of Han River, Gangnam, south of Han River. Was fine till Psy released his song. Now everybody wanders around sightseeing. There
Well,
we go.
that's not a bad thing, though, is it?
No. Kieran says, "Hi all, busy day today, but glad I could join in for the stream." Hello, Kieran.
Hello, Pitskits.
We're glad you're here too.
Julie says, "What courier was it, Tiff? I have all kinds of crap with Amazon couriers. They have standing instructions to ring the doorbell and never do. I have CCTV on the last guy arriving and leaving 3 seconds later." There we go. It's Royal Mail, wasn't it, Tiff?
Yeah, it was.
And that.
Do you need a few minutes to yourself, Tiff?
I'll be fine.
If you need to, go in the back room. Or we can mute you. It's up to you.
I had myself muted.
If you need some time to yourself, feel free.
That's just water.
Gary says, "Did you know we have 99,000 coffee shops in Seoul, 45,000 are in Gangnam, one on every corner."
So, do you rate the coffee well in South Korea, Gary? Like, I wouldn't know, not been there. But, you know, you've drunk, say, Australian coffee, and, yeah, how does South Korean coffee go? Or Republic of Korea, I should say. Or West China, maybe, we should say. Oh, no, that's Taiwan, isn't it? Different country altogether. Oh.
Oh dear.
Oh, dear. So, where's the clock on the screen?
We'll maximize the screen.
Oh, no, don't worry about it. I'll just do that.
Julian says, "I'm infamous." That's a good thing, isn't it? Gary says, "Bloody crap."
It's crap.
Bob says, "Sounds like more corners than roads." Well, there is, because every road has 2 corners to it.
And every thorn has a root.
Every stone has a root.
Oh,
That's not singing. It's tortured wailing.
I didn't even have to look up to know who that was. So on Friday's stream, Paul, John said that Bron basically said, go in there and spend some time with the boys. So what's your wife said to you to get you to come on today?
It's different in my case. I'm not married.
Well,
I don't have
okay,
a
what
wife.
did your girlfriend say to you in that case?
Well, I don't know what do I say. She's in the.
Explain the whole thing. Why you don't have a wife, just quickly.
I lost my wife to cancer, and I have a wonderful girlfriend, and like I suppose like a true girlfriend in every sense of the word. We don't live together.
Yeah.
So when I'm joining this dream and stuff, she's not there to stop me.
Yeah.
So there you go. There's my story.
That sounds like a
Yeah.
cunning plan, Mister, to me.
Yeah, because my wife's just like, will you just piss off? And you
Yeah.
go and spend time in the garage. God, like,
Did you know, Paul, that she even locks John out of the bedroom because she gets that fed up with him?
Oh, look, I've had to lock John out of the bedroom.
When he cuddles you, is it like cuddling yourself?
oh my God.
It was good, Paul.
Oh, that's funny. Oh, I'll tell you, the biggest arguments we've had is who's going to be Big Spoon, who's going to be Little Spoon.
Oh,
Oh my God.
You've broken John.
I'm sorry, everybody.
He's even contorted his arms and everything.
Oh. Oh.
My twin brother is my best friend and also my lover.
As they say, not that there's anything wrong with that.
No.
It's not like you're going to get each other pregnant, is it?
Oh.
Tim.
Oh.
No.
No, Timmy is not one of ours. It's okay.
Oh, so it doesn't run in the family.
This is gross. This is just gross. Let me just stop.
Move on.
Julie says that's 11,250 blocks. That's a lot of blocks. And Bob says Lego.
That's great.
Gary says 25 million people all living on top of each other. Seoul is wall-to-wall high-rise buildings. Gangnam is expensive. Only drink Makana coffee, which we import. There you go.
Oh, you have to bring
25
it
million
yourself.
people living on top of each other. Just like the guy at the bottom, haven't you? Julie said, wifely advice isn't always helpful. Mrs. Lincoln told Abraham, get out of the house, take in a show, it'll do the world a good.
Taking a show.
Can I show you a visual joke? I sent John a thing today. Give me a second. What's your name again? Oh, that's right. John.
He's saying.
It's the new Lego kit.
Oh yeah.
Did John go too soon? Too soon.
Yeah, he
Actually,
did.
he
He exactly what he did. He went, oh, too soon.
Yeah.
There's some good ones of that. Well, depends how dark your sense of humor is.
Yeah, yes,
There's one that just says like Gaza and it's just a box of grey bricks.
I've seen that
It's
one.
just-
That would upset people.
yeah, it's pretty funny. Or like Star Wars ones like Uncle Lars and Aunt Beru, and it's just two Lego skeletons.
That one, yeah, that was good. And the high ground, I like that one too.
And you go to JB to buy a drone and it says, as seen in Russia.
Oh,
So this is my first piece of armor that I've put together, right?
Right.
I am a fan. Like the texture and stuff of the steel in different spots, like where it's flat and then it's kind of rough
Yeah.
in others.
That's what you get when you get a Tamiya kit, John.
It's pretty awesome. And like I've spent a lot of time around, pipes with lagging and stuff all over it, and seeing the molded lagging on the exhaust pipes and stuff.
Yeah.
Like it's really impressive. They get that molded detail on there.
Yeah.
There's some very clever people.
I've spent a lot of time with slags.
Yeah.
I think you're supposed to miss the S off the end of that.
That's what I'd tell my wife. That, if I ever got deployed to Thailand, I'd start another family and have dim tims. You always go, oh, shut up.
It's not funny.
The thing is, she must know it's a joke because you can't get people pregnant in Thailand.
That's hilarious. Yeah.
She keeps my ego in check. She goes, oh, you think you could pick someone up? And I'm like, oh.
Yeah, I know. So I've had that as well. I've said to my darling wife, have you got any idea how many white-haired Asians are running around in Malaysia? And she's just like, you can't pick anyone up. Oh, all right.
And I bet you that makes you feel really good about yourself.
Yeah. That's the thing about me. And I said, I've got you, haven't I? And she said, you're a pity hookup. And I went, oh, really? Oh, okay. But we're still together. It's been like, years. And she said, yeah, I'm not done with you yet. And I'm just like, oh my God, the way she just discards me, it's brutal.
And that's why you're now at Paul's.
She still likes me. No, she's a good Sheila Bruce and not at all stuck up. Then we put.
Oh no, further back than that actually. Julie says there were a few bad taste jokes about NASA Challenger disaster. Yeah. Gary says we have filmed tourist information videos for Expedia. Would you like to see one or two? Only short run times. There we go.
Pretty cool.
GM says don't go near ties. Yeah, you never know what you're going to get for your money. Jim says that's casting texture on the Matilda. Rolled steel was a surface texture as well, just not as pronounced as cast armor. There we go.
Cast. That's what I was looking for. I knew that there were different processes for how the steel's made and then welded together and stuff, but I just couldn't think of it. Thanks, Jim.
Yeah.
Jim knows things.
Julian says, I'd have Tim Tims, and that, Your Honour, is when she shot him.
Dim Tims.
And now we've offended the Asian market. Let's move on to another one. And now we know why we only have the UK, US, and Australia on watching the stream. At least if Plod knocks on the door saying that I allowed this stuff on the channel, go, yeah, but it wasn't me that said it, was it?
That'd be good if you got some official correspondence saying "get better friends."
No, mate. Apparently there's 30 people a day in the UK arrested for stuff that they say on social media. It's ridiculous. Usually on Twitter and things.
I will keep my opinions to myself, but merely say, mm-hmm.
Yeah, we can discuss this later. Hobby Time says you can get Tim Tams from Sainsbury's now. Yes, you can. Sainsbury's, Home Bargains, Tesco's. Jim says I use Mr. Servicer 500 for adding casting texture, if the kit is none or it is too subtle. There we go.
Nice.
Can it be too subtle though, given that it's 135 scale? So the texture would be scaled down as well.
I love the random modelling tips we get on this. This is the only reason I join in.
Yeah, it's not because it's fun at all.
No, not fun at all.
At all.
And it's not because you want to take the mick out of John without him slapping you.
I've been locked out of the bedroom again tonight, I can tell.
No cuddles for you tonight, Paul.
Again.
You'll be sleeping on the sofa.
The sofa pulls out. John doesn't.
That's wrong, man.
You know, play the Law and Order SVU like dung dung after that.
Half of the viewers are just vomited into their mouths.
I can just imagine the comment section after this goes out.
What the hell was that?
Dude, what the fuck? Tim condones incest. You hear that?
Ding 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 ding.
It's like you thought world news was bad. What's this?
There's
Yeah.
one of the lads.
Hold my extra thin.
One of the lads that is in our unit. His girlfriend, her mum and dad were cousins. So whenever she'd start shouting and screaming at him, he'd just sit there and do that. Ding 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 ding. And she used to go off a nut. But he'd look her straight in the eye as he was doing it as well. Just to annoy that a little bit more. Jim says, yes, it can be too subtle. Older kits display more so than new ones. There we go. Bob says, if Tim Tams are from down under, wouldn't they be Matt Mitts by the time they get here? That's true.
What?
Tim Tams backwards. Matt Mitts.
Huh.
Okay, we'll go with that. So I was too stupid to get that one.
It's all right. Bob's on his meds.
So, Timmy, can I ask? Sorry, Timmy. Can I ask a question?
Yes.
If that's your first armor,
Yep.
tell me why you choose that one.
Sorry, what made me choose this one?
Yes. Was it like a choice of 2 or was it a choice of 40?
So sort of it was sort of up in the air between a whole range of things. But I had gone to a garage sale about an hour and a half inland from where I live. And it was this lovely lady whose late husband had been a bit of a hoarder, had boxes and boxes and like a double garage full of model kits that hadn't been opened.
Right.
She was having a bit of a sale, and I saw.
What you're saying is you've been grave robbing.
Yes. No. No. She was lovely. I dragged Kat out, my wife out with me, and while I was perusing, this lady, brought a chair out for Katie and made her a cup of tea and all that stuff, and she was lovely. So I bought about 5 or 6 kind of models off her and stuff because she was just trying to get her shed back because it had been a couple of years. But yeah, look, this was there, and I was like, "That's pretty cool."
Yeah, I like doing that.
And that'll, I figured that'll do me. So I'll get around to doing something German and something American, all the different flavors at some point. But I thought this one looked pretty cool, and it's got the tank crew, so 2 guys out of the top cupola, and the driver sticking his little head out.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not terrible at painting figures and stuff, so
you are not.
I figure if the tank turns to custard, at least the figures should look all right. But
to be fair, you can't really get a tank wrong. It's the weather in this that makes a difference.
Well, I'm really looking forward to that because the weathering is the thing that I enjoy most, probably.
Yeah.
Like it's building, then painting, then weathering. Is that they're my priorities, I suppose.
Yeah.
But yeah, building's a pain because I'm always thinking ahead of, how I'm going to paint it, and are there going to be sub-assemblies and stuff. So I end up with bits of kit everywhere on little skewers and stuff and all that. But yeah, this I'm pretty happy with, just kind of banging together and have the tracks in place. Is this will get painted in here, but then when these side skirts get bonked on, they'll cover most of that detail anyhow. So I'll prime that, and then the intent is just to dry fit that, and then put all my masking on for the cam scheme, and then I'll just remove the sides and paint it like I would anything else. But yeah, the weathering's where you get to go kind of nuts and start dragging oils around and throwing pigment and all that. It's kind of fun.
Yeah.
When you started saying that you dragged Katie out, I just had this image of you going back to the car, grabbing all of them and going, "Come on, we're going looking at this," and then just dragging her across the lawn or something.
It was pretty close. It was a Sunday, and we just had a coffee and a morning appointment. I was like, "Oh, it's a lovely day, hun. Like, you want to drive out into the hinterland and check out the Glasshouse Mountains area?" Like, "Oh, yeah, sure, why not?" She's like, "Oh, we're still driving." I'm like, "Oh yeah, we're almost there." And she's like, "Where?" Like, this lady's house. She's like, "You duped me."
Julie says the comment section after this stream 94,999. Ew. And one yes, please. This is an oddly specific number, Julian.
Yeah, because he knows I can comment on my own stream.
Yeah. You're assuming we're going to get more than 2 comments. Usually we get one off GM and one off me replying. That's it. GM says, "Sent you, Paul, John, a short video of Sol filmed by one of our interns." There you go.
Yeah, so I've received that, but to bring it up, it'll take a couple of minutes. I'll have to email it to Paul, and I'll have to bring it up, share screen and stuff like that. But it might be. It only goes for 2 minutes, and it looks really good. But what if we leave it till the next stream we do?
Yeah.
And I'll be able to set it up so we can play it then. But it does look wonderful. Good, great production impact. Yeah.
Yeah. Bob says, "I am medicated with added munchies." He says, "Unfortunately, it has also resulted in me buying more strand beasts."
Yeah.
He says, "First letter shift for caps is not good for numbers." No.
No,
So
sir.
how many you got now, Bob? Jim says, "Good choice for your first armor kit, Tim. Some people make the mistake of getting in way over their heads to start and get discouraged. To me, it is perfect as a start kit. My first armor kit was the Airfix Sherman, M483 Sherman. That was
never done Sherman.
Yes, you have, John.
I have not.
You're too busy making shit.
I've never done a Sherman.
Okay, well, we'll have to do one at some point.
Yeah. So,
Aiden
Tim,
says,
I'll send you a reference for paints that I used on my Matilda for the Contour scheme. I think they worked well for me, so you might enjoy them too.
AD says, "Hello, chaps." Hello, AD.
Eddie, hello.
June says, "Hi, AD."
Good Abend.
Yeah. Jim says, "Hello, AD." And June says, "Jim, my first armor kit was the Airfix starter set Sherman. Unfortunately, the lunatic who designed it made it 1/72nd, which is too small for armor." Yeah, I agree. We like armor, don't we, John?
Yeah. The more I do it, the more I want to do more of it. If that makes sense. Yeah.
He is. We're slowly converting him.
Well, you'll build planes, I'll build tanks, yeah.
Well, to be fair, like I said the other day, I'm actually really enjoying the Sea Fury, and it's actually making me want to build more airfix planes.
As well, you should.
Yeah, that Sea
It's a lovely
Fury
kit,
kit
that.
is a dream to put together. Like, I didn't have any issues slotting mine together.
Well, the next one I might do, I don't know whether to do the 148 Messerschmitt or the 148 Hurricane.
Well, I won't dictate. It's your choice.
Do both.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've one shooting the other one down.
Yeah. Well, I've ended up, I've got a shelf that
Lost
goes
doors.
on the corner of my room.
Okay, non-lost doors.
One side of it was boxes of model kits, and the other side was a couple of models of planes and stuff that I've done. Well, mostly 3 veterans planes, actually. But I've ended up having to get the kits off the shelf and put them up somewhere else because I needed more space to put the 3 veterans built. I've now got a shelf just full of 3 veterans planes.
Oh, wow.
It's actually pretty cool.
So how many kits have you built with these?
Reparate.
With these folk?
So we've done the Whippet, the
Oh, that's
Fokker,
right.
Beer Barrel Spitfire, Battle of Britain Locomotive. We're doing the Sea Fury.
The Model T, the crank and pans of Wagen.
Yeah.
The funny.
Yeah.
Like he did the cricket ball.
Yeah, it's probably about 7 or 8.
He
Yeah.
did the sub.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
That's
for the
like
channel,
6.
we've done about 8, I think.
In which time I've probably done one more.
Oh, no, we're doing the motorbike as well. So that's 9.
Yeah.
Yes.
There we go. So yeah, 9. Wow.
9.
Yeah, 999.
I just finished up the starter kit airfix build for your little event, Mikey.
Yes.
It was the first time working at that scale. I'm trying to be vague, so don't give anything away. But adorable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're nice and easy to do, and they give you a lot of scope for because they're small. You got a lot of scope to be able to do different things with them as well.
Oh, I didn't feel guilty at all.
Yeah.
Modifying, yeah. They slap together so nice and quick too. Like I was into painting in no time. Loved it.
Yeah. So are you taking part in the members one, or are you going for experienced, or because you're not a beginner?
Yeah, so probably that intermediate one then.
Yeah, cool.
I think because this will be my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think this is my 6th model.
Yeah. So for those that don't know, we're doing the competition. Your entries have to be in by the Friday, the 20th of June. So 20th of this month.
Just bought a new one, so I'll be doing the same thing.
So yeah, it's got to be, if you want to enter into the beginners category, you got to do a starter or gift set, airfix starter or gift set model on its own. You can do it however you want, but it has to be on its own. It has to be one of those 2 types of sets. If you want to take part in the more experienced one, then it has to be one of those in a diorama or vignette. If you want to take part in the members one, it has to be one of those in a diorama or vignette with a link. You got to include a link to the channel, so something to do with the channel, whether it's logo or you do like a little 3D printed John and making some sort of cock up or thing or something. Whatever you want, and then take 2 photos. You can either take a photo of the box before you start, and then a box of the end result, or photo of the end result. Email them to the channel, which is beardedveterancreates@outlook.com, and I will assign you an entry number, and then the entries will get sent to the judges. So for the beginners and experienced category, the judges are going to be Mr. Malcolm Charles and James Skiffins from JMC Podcast and Moles for Heroes, obviously. For the members one, you're not going to know until we do the members live because it's a secret.
It's a secret.
Yeah, but there are prizes. The prize for the members one has been very kindly donated by Mr. Evans, or as we know him, Waitrose, and it is the 148th Special Forces Black Hawk helicopter from ICM. And if the winner is someone from Down Under, then John has kindly offered to help and by doing the prizes for the Southern Hemisphere because he's nice like that. You may end up getting it sent backwards, so he might request a kit rather than send a kit. There we go. So yes, onward to the show. Bob says, "Does a duck count as an armor?" Yeah, I'd say so.
Why not?
Tim says, "Tamir's kit design and engineering makes the build process an enjoyable experience, which encourages people to buy more of their products." Shake and bake. Julie says, I don't think so, Robert. Amphibious vehicle, I'd say. But they're slightly armoured. Black Hat says, "Howdy, team. Hello, everyone." Hello, Black Hat.
Hello.
Hoi.
Your hunting looks amazing.
80 says, "I see the Steve Martin fan club are on tour." David, "My first arm was the Tamir Chieftain Mark V. If I remember right, then chose to convert another in the 70s to an AVLB Chieftain that I saw at a military show at Aldershot. We did a Mark V-ish, didn't we, John? Well, you didn't. Me and Gary Morris did.
I have not. I've done next to no tanks. I've done maybe 5 in my life.
Oh, we're going to have to get him doing more tanks.
No, you're right. I concur. Yeah, they're great.
Yeah.
Bob says,
Do
"Julian, that
recommend.
means..." Well, of course, being a World War I enthusiast, I would recommend one of the World War I tanks.
Sure.
Because he enjoyed the Whippet.
Love the Whippet.
Oh, I was looking, actually, last night. You know, we were talking about MHAR kits the other week, John.
We were.
I have actually got the Mark V Hermaphrodite tank in MHAR.
Have you?
I have.
All right. Okay. I had a look. MHAR, I can't see anywhere in Australia that sells MHAR kits. So I'll need to get it from Hannons or Jedlam or something like that.
Well, the alley's onto spirits now. Bob says, "Julian, that means I've done no armour. Time to start."
Oh,
Good excuse. Black Hat says, "Oh my God, I need to get my eyes checked. I'm seeing double Marleys." It's a double Marley and Coke. You'd think that I could see in the beginning of the stream anyway. Jim says, "I recommend the Tamir Achilles M10 TD. Built that last year and loved it. The crew figures are some of the sharpest plastic moulding I've seen." There we go.
Otherwise known as the heel.
Jim says, "Tamir was suggested once as a good start for a newbie. Reason being there are no skill levels, so it's up to the modeler how complicated to make it." No, it just means there's no skill needed. Jim says, "Hi, Black Hat, David." Julian, Robert, entirely up to you. My only suggestion wouldn't be do a 1/72nd. In my opinion, they're too small. Yes, they are. They're good if you want to make a complicated diorama, though. I will say that. Jim says, "Interesting, Tamir gets labelled as shake and bake, yet I hear some in the modelling community complain about over-engineering it and too many parts for other kit makers. That's because people
the modelling community will complain anyway, really.
My view on this, there's a car in Australia, it's called a Commodore. Everyone loves it. And to me, anything that's like Commodores, like people, they go, "Oh, I love my Commodore." It's a piece of shit. Get a good car, you'll enjoy it.
Actually,
Anything I do Tamiya because they are just the best. If you can get a good kit, why would you get a shit one? John, why would you get a shit one? Mind you, I'm building Hasegawa because he bought me a Hasegawa.
Anyway,
Anyway,
we're at the 2-hour mark already.
my view is that anyone who says Tamiya is crap because of shake and bake, grow up.
Go out and play golf.
Yeah.
Yeah, touch grass, kick rocks.
It's a fucking stupid thing to say.
Take a long, good, hard look at yourself.
I think Meng are the more. They're the mini art version of Tamiya, I think. Meng.
There's a lot of military, like armored fighting vehicles with thousands of parts. Like, you can go for any other brand other than Tamiya, really, and they've got thousands of parts. But it depends whether because all of us enjoy, like, some people hate building and love painting. Some people hate painting and love building. You do whatever you want. You choose whichever path you want to walk on.
Yeah,
that's it.
80 says, who pissed off Steve Martin, number 1? And Jim says, Black Hat, I agree, great stuff. There we go. Right, we're past the 2-hour mark now. So, yeah. Anyone want to show what they've done? Or
I haven't done much. So all I've done is, it's a little bit dark. I can't really show you, but I've done the photo edge seat belts on the seats for the Evero 671 Rotor Mark 1. Yeah, as I said, you can't see it. The lighting's not great, but it's a photo edge seat belt on there and the other seat as well. But that's taken a while.
Nice.
But looking all right.
Nice.
I've filled in some gaps and I've complained about anti-Tamiya wankers.
To the shows, big screen.
I've just been filling in some gaps, which is wonderful because you see, this show, as well as being entertaining when I'm around the country, when I'm at home,
Makes me sit at the bench.
makes me sit at the bench. Which
Makes you
I
sit
really
on the bench.
enjoy.
Sit. It's an accent. That's racism.
Sit at the bench.
Mal, how have you got on, mate?
I had to nip out and help the missus. She was struggling with something.
Sorry, we didn't notice.
You probably should have told me shit.
I know you didn't, but I had my headphones on so I could hear what you said about me while I was gone. I finished masking the Lysander ready for starting to paint the markings. I've given this Aston Martin a bit of a sand down so that I'll get some paint on it. And I've cleaned up these pair of exhausts.
Excellent. Well
That,
done.
Exhausting, yes. They're off the Hornet. They're going to find their way onto the Apocalypse tank.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Cool. Nice work.
you say
Tim?
that.
Alrighty. So, made a good bit of progress with this. Made a decision about the tracks and just went with the rubber ones because, like we said earlier, it's going to be on a bit of a diorama. So, what you can see, most of that will be caked in dirt and stuff anyway. But
Yeah.
Got the top on, did the exhaust, tank, some taillights, all that. Yeah. I don't have enough good things to say about this kit. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Just second what Paul said. The Tamiya stuff is great. I still haven't had a bad Tamiya kit.
Yeah.
And I'm not experienced enough to enjoy fighting with a model kit,
Yeah.
So yeah, it goes together like a dream. The instructions are clear, and I'm just really looking forward to getting some paint on it. So that'll be coming up.
Awesome. And I've been cleaning up, my little firefighters. There's another 2 there that I'm working on. Nicely molded. Just shame it's red plastic.
Because you can change that, mate. You're talented.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Hang on. No. There we
Sorry,
go.
I am over opinionated, but I am always right.
Well, it's funny you should say that. John says otherwise. Jim says Meng Tacom Mini RFM are examples of 1,000 part plus kits. Yes, I quite like doing those sort of kits. So good. More building.
Yeah, I enjoy building.
Not done one of them, or them, or them, or them.
John,
I've done
you should-
everything but Darfam.
yeah.
I should what?
I haven't done a Tacom or a Mini art. I may have to do one in the future.
Meng. I've done a couple of Mengs. I've done one Tacom. I've done a couple of mini arts.
Was that your Hampton?
And no Royfield models? No.
What was that one?
That was a Vellon.
Vallon.
Meng's good. Tacom's good. Mini arts, wonderful.
Blackheart says Tacom Super Blitz kits are great for easy builds. AD says Joe says AD ha 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 ha. Jim says Blackheart, that's true. I've heard a lot of positive feedback regarding those models. Yeah. And Blackheart says, yes, Jim, solid kits. They tend not to have all the details and more involved high part count kits, but they are accurate and nice weekend builds. There we go. Right. Thank you all for joining us all today. The lag's actually been a lot better today, hasn't it?
Yeah. So how did you do that? Did you delete your cache from your computer, or what did you do?
I deleted Google Chrome.
Oh, what are you using?
Microsoft Edge.
Right.
I have to use Chrome. I got a Mac. I usually use Safari. I only use Chrome for this. And
So I deleted Google Chrome and then deleted some old like the old pictures and stuff, like the old thumbnails and things I don't need anymore.
Edge has come a long way.
Yeah,
like once it replaced Explorer and then got its feet. Yeah, I haven't used Chrome in a while now. Like Edge just has everything I need. It's got a quick AI and all that.
Yeah,
I moved to Edge at work and I thought it was fabulous, and then my IT manager told me to not use it. So
yeah, Chrome eats a lot of RAM as well.
There you go.
Anyway, off topic.
June says, great stream all. Mikey, be warned, the comment section may be R-rated. It's all right. It's you that gets banned, not me. Jim says, sorry, Mikey, did you say something about the lag being better? It takes a few seconds to reach me. That's because you're on the other side of the world, Jim. June says, laugh out loud. There we go. Right.
That was fun. Thank you.
Yeah, there's a laugh.
My apologies.
Me and Modders will be back tomorrow at 12 o'clock. John, maybe. And obviously Paul, if he wants to. Yeah.
So, might as well, eh? Yeah, I'll join. I enjoy this.
Excellent. It's kind of addictive, isn't it?
It's
just hanging out with friends. Yeah.
Yeah. Chilling out with the homies. Bob says he's wrapped the pipes to like stop bits. Yeah. Right. We'll see you all tomorrow at 12 o'clock. Bye.
Thank you, Mikey. Thank you, Modders.
Bye.